Hi, everybody. This is Paula with Epitome Tax and Insurance. Happy Friday. I am coming to you just to give you an update of the recent stimulus package that was passed. There's a lot of information going around, and I just want to take some time to just break it down for everybody so that you know the key points that'll be impacting you and your family. And so I just like to kind of share what's going on with that. Who will get the stimulus check? Everybody's hearing about this check that's going to be coming. So I want to make sure that you're prepared. Anyone that filed taxes in 2018, 2019 that makes less than $99,000, even with no children, or if you're married jointly, if you make less than $198,000, you're going to get a check of some amount. Okay. So what you want to make sure that you know is that if you filed your taxes in 2019 and you made less than $75,000, you're going to get $1,200 and then $500 additional for each child on that tax return that's under 17 years old. Okay, let me make sure you got that. You made under $75,000, you're going to get $1,200 plus $500 for any child on that tax return. Now, if you're married, as long as you made $150,000 together, you're going to get the $24,000, so that's $1,200 per adult, plus the $500 additional for any child under the age of 17. And they're going to use your 2019 tax return to determine that. So what if you haven't filed your 2019 return? They're going to use your 2018 return. And what if, for example, you're someone that maybe you just get Social Security and you don't file your taxes? They're going to be working with the Social Security Administration to get the amount of money that you make there. So there's a couple phase outs, right? So it's up to a certain income level. So you're going to phase out, if you're jointly, you're going to phase out at that 198 mark, okay? So in between the 150 and the 198, it's going to start reducing. So you'll get the max as long as you're 150 and lower if you're married jointly. But then as you approach that 198, it'll start to phase out and they'll reduce it accordingly. So just keep that in mind. In addition to that check, just a couple of questions that are floating around. You don't have to pay it back and it won't be a taxable event. And so you won't have to include the stimulus check as taxable income on your tax return next year, right? That's good news. So if you have not filed for 2019, or for example, if you feel like 1 year puts you in a better position to the other, you want to keep those things in mind and get that done as quickly as possible, keeping in mind that the first set of stimulus checks are scheduled to go out in about 3 weeks. And so, then it'll be incremental there as they get the ball rolling. So if for any reason you have changed addresses, you do want to immediately go to fill out the change of address form with the IRS, because they're going to distribute based on how your tax refund was distributed. And so if your tax refund was direct deposited, that will be the same bank that they're going to use, and your stimulus check will be direct deposit. If your stimulus check was, if your refund check was sent by check, and for you change addresses or anything of that sort, that's also where your stimulus check is going to go. And so you want to fill out a change of address form as quickly as possible before those checks get rolling, okay? A couple things to keep in mind are student loans. There's some changes that are going on there. You may have heard that the Department of Education had announced to suspend payments without penalty for 60 days, where this stimulus package does a little bit extra, and it suspends and adds a postponement period of 6 months. And so September 30th, you'll be able to defer payments without penalty and without interest until September 30th for your student loan. So that's great news. The other thing to keep in mind is unemployment checks. So if for whatever reason you've been furloughed or find yourself unemployed and you're going to file for unemployment, there is an additional up to $600 extra that you may be eligible for, and that's per week extra for the next 13 weeks. And so that's great news as well to help you out there. And keep in mind that they have made some provisions for self-employed people as well as those who work gigs like Uber and Lyft, where you may not have been eligible for unemployment in the past. There's some provisions for you. So you do want to be knowledgeable about that. So some extra great things there. And then lastly, there's some things around housing. If you are a renter, there is a 120-day ban restriction. And so you can't be evicted. And then they're prohibiting any additional fees and penalties for up to 120 days if you fail to pay your rent. So if you can't pay your rent, take care of your business, right? But for any reason, cash flow is not working for you, there is a 120-day ban on evictions. And then those of you who have mortgages, there is a 60-day hold that you're able to get on your mortgage payment. And then you can go back and you can ask them for some additional time if you need it for an additional 4 months. And so during that time, they also cannot charge you fees and interest, or you and they can, let's say you hold it for 2 months, they can add the 2 months on the back end, or you can work with them to, redefine your payment terms. But at least 60 days hold on your mortgage with a special request that you can make for additional 4 months. And then if you are a renter, you have the 120-day ban on eviction. So lots of great stuff there. There's also some special things for business owners. I'll do another video this afternoon, especially for those of you who may own businesses, because there's definitely some great things for you to know. But for individuals, just make sure that you're preparing now to be on the lookout in terms of those stimulus checks, and get your affairs in orders in terms of your addresses if for any reason you have moved, or if you haven't gotten that tax return done. They have given an extension from April 15th to July 15th that you can have an extension on filing and paying without penalty. But do keep in mind that stimulus check will be based on that 2019 return or the 2018. So be thinking about your situations there. And if you need any help, feel free, of course, to give me a shout. Do keep in mind, I want you to have good, accurate information. So please share this video with your friends. And if you have any questions, put them there in the comment section. We'll be sure and answer your questions so that you can make sound decisions for you and your family. And again, you need any assistance, give me a shout out in the inbox, give me a call, 832-757-1337. We are working remotely. We have a great secure app for you to send your documents if you need to, but we're just here to make sure you have accurate information. So that's all I have for you. And again, I'll make sure as I learn information that I'll continue to share it with you. So have a great weekend, and we'll be in touch soon.